Hello friends, happy Thursday. It is Thursday, July 11th. It is 9:30 and I am getting to work, but I wanted to start a writing / publishing process vlog. I have not vlogged since before I went to Las Vegas with my mom, and that was like 2 weeks ago, I think, so it's been a little while. We had a wonderful trip. Vegas was chaos. I have to say it was so much more expensive than I expected. Even just like getting a Starbucks there, like a venti and a grande passion tea. Those two things came to almost $20 at the Starbucks in Las Vegas. But apart from that, it was a really wonderful trip. We saw Garth Brooks. That was my 3rd time seeing him. It was my mom's 10th time, I think, seeing him. She's like a Garth Brooks super fan, but it was my favorite Garth Brooks concert I have been to. The venue was just fantastic. If you are a Garth Brooks fan and you have not yet seen him at the Coliseum in Caesar's Palace in Vegas, I highly recommend it. So, back from my trip, back to work, back to working on my new contemporary romance, back to vlogging, finally. So, let me get my book pulled up here. I have been working on it in the mornings, the past couple mornings. The writing has been slower. I just hit the first kiss scene, and the first kiss scene is always really slow for me to write. I think it has been like that in all of my romance books. There's just, I really feel like I'm trying to do it justice, and I write a lot slower when I'm writing that scene. So it has been kind of a slow process, but I am I'm currently sitting at 27,973 words. So let's just round up and say I'm sitting at 28K, about 28K. And I would really like to hit 30K this week. And in terms of where I'm at in the outline, I am working on chapter 13 out of 31. So not even halfway there, and I'm almost at 30K. So that's a little bit surprising to me. We will see how long this book ends up being. Of course, I always change the outline a little bit as I go along. I cut chapters, sometimes I squish chapters together, just depending on how the scenes kind of play out. So let's go ahead and guess that this book is going to be at about 60 to 65K. It's a safe guess because that's where my books have, at least my contemporary romance fell around there. My completed paranormal romance books, those were falling around 50K. So yeah, I'm in Act 2, almost done with chapter 13, and I'm sitting at 28,000. So I would like to hit 30K this week by the end of this weekend. So we will be working on that. I think my mom is gonna come visit this weekend. The plan right now is to turn my office into a guest bedroom. Our house is a 3-bed house, and right now we just have our master bedroom and then 2 offices, but we would really like to have a guest bedroom so that you know, people can come visit us, especially because we live, you know, a few hours away from our families. So the tentative plan is for my mom to come up and help me kind of start figuring out how we want to put a guest bedroom together. My preference for this room would be kind of like a cabin theme, especially with the beautiful dark green wall, you know, kind of like forest animal theme, moose and bears and deer and that kind of stuff. So we'll see what happens there, but I might here soon be moving my office setup into Greg's office, and then we're gonna have a dual office space in there. I've also been, you can kind of see it back there, I have the humidifier in here because my eyes have been acting up again. I think it might be because, I mean, it is just so dry here. I have to really strive and work hard to stay hydrated because I can get dehydrated so quickly up here at 8,500 feet. So my eyes have been bothering me. I think it might also be because I've been writing in the morning, working all day on the computer, and then I picked up Sims 4 again. I have been a simmer since I was in elementary school. and I just kind of like sim on and off, but I've been playing Sims again, and that's just way, way, way too much computer time. So I've got the humidifier in here. I'm gonna turn that on as soon as I'm done chatting with you, because that seems to really help my eyes. So that's where we're at today in terms of work. I am finishing up my editorial letter for my line editing client. I absolutely loved this book. It's the second book that I line edited for this client, and both of them were just phenomenal. So it was a great read. I've got to finish up that editorial letter today, and I am also working on a copy edit for a new client. I am already, let me see, I'm already 35 pages into that, so I will be working on that today. Need to post on our Instagram. If you do want to see the books that we've been editing, covers we've been designing, formats we've been putting out, definitely come follow us at Enchanted Ink Publishing on Instagram. That's where you can kind of keep up with all the projects that we're working on and all of the awesome authors that we get to collaborate with. So again, at Enchanted Ink Publishing. I am going to go ahead and dive into emails. I think there's something like 30 emails in the inbox right now, 29. So let's get some emails done. I'm gonna listen to Taylor Swift, and once those emails are done, I'll do that editorial letter, get something posted on Instagram, and then dive into the copy edit. So welcome back to another vlog. We will also later be talking about where I'm at in the publication process for my new book. I don't really want to show too much, but here it is. I even got I'm kind of trying to cover it. I've even got a case laminate version, and oh my gosh, KDP case laminate is my new favorite thing. I have black pages in here. I have black pages, and oh my gosh, the black pages in the KDP case laminate are way more saturated than the back version. So we'll talk about that. We'll talk about where I'm at with that, how the ARC stuff is going, because it's going quite well. And okay, enough talk. I need to go feed Mew, turn on my humidifier, and start working through our 28 emails now. Hello everybody, I am checking in again. It is Friday afternoon. I just finished up my copy editing pages for the day, and here soon we're gonna be heading out to go grocery shopping, one of my least favorite things. So since I checked in with you yesterday, I did not do any more writing yesterday evening. My eyes were just done for the day. I was really, really tired yesterday, but I did write this morning, and I ended up finishing chapter 13. I wrote let me pull this up so that I'm actually telling you the correct information here. I finished chapter 13. I wrote chapter 14, but the funny thing is that chapter 14 ended up being totally different than what I was intending. When I first outlined this novel, it was a dual POV, which of course is very, very common for romance. But then as I started working my way through it, I thought, no, I think I just want to stick with the woman's point of view. So then I didn't totally remove the male leads chapters from the outline because I wanted them there just in case, and now I am glad I kept them there because I'm starting to think maybe I do want to have some of his chapters in the book. So I ended up, just kind of for fun, just going with the flow, I ended up writing a very brief chapter from his point of view. So it ended up being 2 pages. It wasn't very long, 631 words. So very short chapter from his POV. And then I also grabbed a previous chapter I had written from his point of view, and I brought that into the document. And that was short as well. I think it was also only a few pages, but that did contribute to the word count. So I am now sitting at 29,707 words, and I'm going to be getting started on chapter 15. So I'm getting very, very excited about where this story is going. Okay, I had to change my camera battery. You died on me. So what was I saying? We are sitting at 29,707 words, so we're just about 300 words away from hitting my goal word count for the week, which is 30,000. So we're definitely going to hit that this week, probably tomorrow morning when I write. And I don't know if I'll end up writing on Sunday. Sunday is my and Greg's 8-year anniversary, and my mom is coming to visit on Sunday. So we're gonna go out to breakfast with my mom, and then I'm gonna make a big special dinner for our anniversary on Sunday night. So I probably will not write on Sunday, but I am gonna write tomorrow. So I have to hit 30K tomorrow. And then in terms of my other contemporary romance, which is coming out here in less than 2 weeks, that is up on ARC sites, and I'm pretty excited about it because it has garnered a lot more interest on the ARC sites than my paranormal romance books did, and I honestly didn't expect that. I expected the paranormal romance to be a lot more popular. I did not think this contemporary romance was going to kind of outpace my paranormal in the way that it has. So a number of reviews have already come in. I'm getting really good feedback on the story. I am excited to just be sharing it and to know that people are reading it, because I had such an amazing time writing this book, and it just makes me feel good knowing that it's in other people's hands now and they can read it and hopefully enjoy it as well. So that is out. I sent a newsletter today to my whopping 24 newsletter subscribers. I have to say, starting from scratch with a pen name has been a very kind of eye-opening, humbling experience. So I would like to talk about that more on my channel, because of course I've had this channel for 8 years and I have a foundation. I have like an audience here. So it's, of course, if I were publishing more books, you know, let's say in the Pistol Daisy world, it would be easier to get them out there because I've already done all this kind of groundwork to build up this audience. But now that I have started a pen name and I started from zero, I am experiencing again how hard it is to get started. So if you have any questions about that, please feel free to let me know kind of how I am approaching publishing as a brand new author under a new pen name. So that's where we're at. It is 2:20 now. We have to go grocery shopping, and I will probably touch base with you again when I am writing, hopefully tomorrow morning. Hello and happy Saturday. It is Saturday, July 13th at about 10:45 a.m. I got up at, I don't know, I think 7:15 today. I got the horses fed. I have not yet watered the garden, and it's going to be a very hot day, so I do need to get out there and water the garden. But I've been cleaning a little bit. Today is gonna kind of be like a cleaning slash writing slash relax day, because my mom is coming to visit tomorrow. I want to get the house all clean and tidy for her to come over. So that's the plan for today. So I have been writing this morning. It's coming along slowly, but it is coming along. So we are working on chapter 15, and I have written, working on the second scene in chapter 15 right now, and I've written 923 words. We are currently sitting at 30,661. So I have officially broken into the 30K range. I feel like we are probably getting close to being about halfway through this book, so definitely looking like it might be around 60 to 65K, and I'm excited about this scene. It's a scene in which our two main characters are going to like a fancy black tie event, and I had a lot of fun kind of picking out outfits and jewelry and stuff like that for my main character to wear, and that is what I am working on right now. I have to get Mew fed again. So that's what the day is going to look like, is just writing and cleaning and hopefully relaxing a little bit too. Hello friends, happy Sunday. It is Sunday early evening. It is 3 p.m. My mom came and visited today. We went and had breakfast and she hung out for a while. She has since headed home. I did a little workout and I wanted to kind of touch base with you, let you know how much I wrote yesterday and wrap up this vlog so that I can start another one. So yesterday I kind of wrote on and off, kind of through the morning and I want to say early afternoon while I was kind of cleaning and kind of just lazing about. And I ended up writing 1,656 words. So very, very happy with that. I am noticing that this project is going quite a bit slower than the one I wrote before this. So being able to write 1,600 words in a day for me feels really good for this project versus the other contemporary romance I was writing, which is actually coming out in just over a week from Tuesday. That one I was able to write extremely fast. I had a lot of evenings where I was writing 2,000 or 3,000 words in an evening after I had already worked all day. And I was talking to Greg about it yesterday and kind of, trying to figure out why that one went so much faster for me. And I think it's because the main character in that contemporary romance has a lot in common with me. And I didn't set out to write her that way, but I wanted to explore social anxiety and introversion. I'm incredibly introverted. I am not a very social person, and I wanted to explore that in a romance novel. So I wrote those characteristics into the main character in that contemporary romance, and it was easy to understand her. I aligned with her so much that I think I was able to write her story really fast. Whereas this story, I have a totally new character, a whole new cast of characters, except for the characters from that first romance, which, they will be making cameos because this is an interconnected standalone series. And these characters, I have to get to know them from scratch. I really have to start at ground zero. And for me, I do a little bit of plotting ahead of time in terms of my character development, but the vast majority of my character development happens in that first draft, in that second draft, as I am figuring them out and making sure that their behaviors and their arc, everything is really flowing together and readers can track the subtleties and the nuances of their development over the course of the story. So I am still getting to know these characters, especially now that I have started kind of throwing in some chapters from the male romantic, and I don't know if I want to call him a male lead because I don't really write from his point of view, but let's just call him the male lead for sake of simplicity. Now that I've been writing a few chapters from his point of view, I really feel like I'm having to get to know him on an even deeper level, because understanding him from the female's perspective is one thing. Understanding him in his own head is something completely different. So I do think that once this book is done, I want to do a read through and really make sure that their development is tracking. I think that's something I'm gonna have to focus on in the second draft. But yeah, so I wrote over 1,600 words yesterday and I am sitting at 31,394 words. We are firmly into chapter 15. This is not supposed to be the midpoint, but it's kind of setting itself up to be the midpoint, to be perfectly honest. I didn't expect this to be the midpoint, but it feels that way. So I think I'm probably going to return to my outline and maybe take a deeper look at it, make sure that the structure is where it needs to be, because I always change the outline as I work through it. So I want to make sure that my outline is accurate and that I don't need to do a little bit of restructuring to make chapter 15 the midpoint, rather than chapter 18 is where I have it right now. Kind of like a mix of chapters 18 and 19 are currently supposed to be the midpoint, but that might not be right. So we'll see. That's something that I will probably talk to you about in the next vlog, because today is my and Greg's 8-year anniversary. So I want to show you, I'm gonna cook a special meal, and like I said, it's 3 p.m. so I'm probably gonna want to get going on it here soon because we eat pretty early. But I want to show you what I'm gonna make tonight because I'm quite excited. All right, so our grocery store recently started carrying these mushroom steaks, and we have not tried them, and for like a special anniversary meal, we decided we were going to try them. So this is Eat Meaty, made from mushroom root, animal-free, totally vegan steaks. So I am going to cook these up. Very excited to try something new. I love cooking. I love experimenting in the kitchen and trying different things. So I'm cooking this up, and then I'm gonna make potatoes and gravy, and we got fresh asparagus to kind of steam up on the side. So that is going to be our special anniversary meal, and then we got some beer because it is hot. It is the summer, and I love having a cold beer on a hot summer day. So that is what I'm going to be doing the rest of the evening. I might go ahead and sit down and start looking through this outline a little bit. If I end up doing that, whether I do that tonight or maybe I'll end up doing that tomorrow morning. More than likely tonight, because I want it done before I'm writing tomorrow morning, since that's my routine now, is to write in the mornings. I will touch base with you in the next vlog to let you know if I made any changes, if the midpoint actually needed to be kind of moved and restructured, and what I end up doing with my outline. But yeah, I am sitting at 31,394 words right now, working on chapter 15, and I feel like I'm getting very close to being halfway done with this new contemporary romance. I also plan to keep you updated kind of as release day approaches. I do want to talk a little bit more about release day and kind of the trajectory that I feel this contemporary romance is going on. It feels very different from my paranormal romance books. Different in a good way. Different in the way that I feel like it is connecting with more people, and kind of my feelings on that, and how I'm feeling going into publication, how I felt writing the book and preparing it for publication. And we will do all of that in one of my next videos. If you have any questions, please feel free to leave them down below. I would be really happy, and I'm kind of getting the desire to do like a little sit-down Q&A maybe. I do keep getting questions about what my pen name is and what name I am publishing these romance novels under. I continually kind of return to, do I want to reveal this pen name here on my YouTube channel? I am still deciding to withhold that pen name for now, and I have an entire video on it. I will link that down below if you're curious why I decided to write under a pen name and why I'm deciding to not yet share it here on this platform. At this point, I am still keeping that pen name to myself. I know that there are some people who have found that pen name because I see you and I am paying attention. So there are some people out there who have found it, which kudos to you. I think that's kind of fun. It's kind of a mystery. For now, I am keeping that to myself. So I did want to answer those questions because I keep seeing them pop up. People saying, I'm not seeing your books on Amazon. Where are you publishing these books? So those are under kind of a secret pen name. But I might, at a future time, decide to release my pen name here. I'm just not there yet. But if you have any other questions, I would love to do a sit-down Q&A. I would love to talk more about my experience starting from scratch, starting from zero with a new name and nobody knowing who I am. And I would love to answer any questions you might have about that. Thank you again so much for watching today's vlog, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.